This is the Robert August Wingnut Standup Paddleboard. This is the board that Robert made specifically for Robert Wingnut Weaver, and the stand-up paddling that Wingnut does around his home where he lives in Santa Cruz, California, as well when he's traveling Mexico and other places in the world. This board is meant basically to be a small wave, good small wave killer, good flat water paddler, as well just to generate a lot of lift and feel lively in really soft conditions. It's 11 feet in length, 28 inches wide, and with a good amount of thickness to it. So keeping it 28, what that does is you don't get the sensation of like having a gigantic dock-like board that you can't go rail to rail on. The 28 inches wide for this length is pretty moderate, so it allows you to go edge to edge on the board with some reasonable ease. Then they put the volume in the board through the thickness. So you notice it's pretty thick throughout. It just stays lively by keeping it a little bit narrower than what a beginner board would be at 11 feet. You can see it's got a pretty full nose, so it's going to be good for nose riding, which is something that's really important for Wingnut. And then it's got a 2+1 fin setup. You can either run it as a larger single fin or go 2+1 or even equal try to loosen this board up in the waves. With a lot of the boards, a lot of the stand-up boards going super short in the waves, it almost requires you, or actually it does require you to have, a lot of times have 2 or more boards, where you used to only have 1. This is more of a classic style stand-up paddleboard, something that you would surf when it was too small to regular surf. So if it was too small to shortboard or too small to go out and have a good time on your longboard, you would take this board out, and in those type of conditions, in those small waves, it's going to generate a lot more lift than a lot of the shorter stand-up paddleboards. It's almost like you're losing the game if you go out on a stand-up and it does like your stand-up's too small. It's like, what's the point? So having a board like this as your go-to board when it's small, or when it's flat, then you've got a good flat water paddler as well. But it's going to have on the wave, it's going to have that more classic longboard drawn-out turn, and good cross stepper, good nose rider, and in those smaller conditions, it's going to create nice lift. So it's not going to feel like a longboard that's kind of dead and not up to its speed potential. So the Wingnut's available in one size, 11.0, and all of the Wingnuts are in Tough Light. Tough Light's great for stand-up because it makes the board relatively easy to carry. It's lightweight and it's also durable. And the Wingnut has a nice handle that's in the center of the board. And so you just drop your hand right in there, carry it to the beach. Robert August Wingnut Standup Paddleboard.